All right, so where are we now? We are at the bottom of Hualapai Wash Road. That's a road. Well, it's not really a road. It's just a wash you drive down. And it goes way up into a place called Gold Basin, Arizona. It took about 2 hours to drive down there, just taking our time, four-wheel driving. Nothing really rough, so it wasn't too bad. Nice drive. We are at the finger of Lake Mead. You can see the water down there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little hike down to like the main part of the lake that's in this location and just see what it looks like. And we'll talk a little bit about what we're seeing. And hopefully it'll be a fun little hike, although I'll be honest with you, I have no idea if there's anything here really to check out. Just kind of threw the dice on this one and said, let's go down this road because it's a remote road. Doesn't look like it's used much. And it's not used much. This is the very end of it right here. I do want to show you this. If you look over here, you notice all these shelves, and I believe these are probably zebra mussels for the most part. That's something a little bit different, freshwater mussel of some sort. Those are probably mostly zebra mussels, although I don't know for sure, but you can see there's thousands of shells in here. Now, zebra mussels are actually an invasive species that showed up here in this country a few decades ago. And they're good and they're bad. They're good in that they will absolutely clear out a mucky lake and make it clear. They did that to the Great Lakes. But they're bad because they grow so thick that they completely clog like intake lines for, water distribution plants and, factory intake lines and stuff like that. They just grow crazy fast, and a lot of them. But they apparently have cleared up the lake. I see some cow tracks in here, so there's cows down this direction. Let's go down toward the water and see what we have. That's the current lake level. When it was full, it was actually up there. You can see that kind of white line going across. And that's where it was a couple of decades ago. And it's been falling for about the last 10 years, give or take. Don't quote me on that. But I do know that I think it's about 200 feet lower now than it was back when it was full, not that long ago. It's dropped over 200 feet. So we would have been under 100 feet of water right here just a couple of years ago. And it's come up 3 feet in the last 2 weeks because of the recent rains. So that's something, I suppose. All right, boy, I tell you, I was hoping to be able to see the bank a little bit and see some cool rocks and stuff, but this isn't a really good section. You can see what's all eroded here. As the lake slowly came down, the waves were hitting, pulling the mud out into the lake. That's why it looks like this. Looks like a construction site. All right, I'm not seeing much. That little spit over there going across, that was completely underwater not long ago. Maybe the very tip up there. It looks almost like a mine up there on top. I got my field glasses out and look at that. That was probably like an island. It might have even been underwater. I don't know. Wow, that's pretty cool right here. All right, I'm going to turn you off for a bit, hike a little ways, see what we can see that's interesting, and we'll get you back out. Funny, I just turned the camera off. I'm going to turn it back on because this is kind of neat looking. This area we have to cross here. Now, we are well out of cell signal, so we are on our own. But I did tell my wife where I would be today so that she can at least recover the truck at some point and sell it off, whatever it's worth. You see how the water level went down here and created these little terraces with waves lapping during storms right down over the years. That could be a couple of years, I don't know. I know it's been going down really fast lately though. Yeah, boy, I tell you, I was hoping to be rocky and really cool looking, but a couple tumbleweeds out there. Not tumbling, they're more like swimming weeds. Work my way around and hopefully get to some cool looking grounds over there. Just don't hold your breath. Not sure about this one, guys. I think it's kind of funny how like the Park Service, BLM and all that is like, just be very careful, you know, going off-road. You don't want to damage the environment. I mean, look at this mess. This is all because of the stupid lake that is here and the dam that was built. It's horrible. Absolutely destroyed this area as far as its natural condition, which it seems to be what they like, which I don't blame them. I kind of like that too, really. All right. Wow, that's all the same. We made it over to this little cove right here, and the topography changed a little bit. I was on the lake not too long ago, a different area, and it was really cool because the water coming down off the hills had cleared off all the mud down to the caliche, which is a natural occurring hard layers like concrete. In fact, I'll show some to you right here. But it had exposed all of the cool rocks and stuff, and it's really neat looking. There's a lot of stuff to look at, but here we're mostly just looking at mud. But that's the caliche I'm telling you about. That underlays lots of the landscape out here. And it's like well, almost like a natural concrete, formed when this was an ancient sea, I do believe. But you can see there's still another foot of mud on top, so not a lot to see there. But we'll hike around some more. I'm gonna work my way around the corner there, see what the main stem looks like. And maybe what we'll do is we'll hike back up along that edge up there up high, see if it's any different. Neato bandito. I just stepped a few feet away from the caliche and I started seeing some stuff. Now you got to remember, when this was a lot of water in here, either up all the way up there or just where we're standing, Lake Mead is noted for boaters coming out here. Just millions of people on boats in the summer, swimming and partying, having a good time. And I'm seeing a lot of trash out here, and that's what it's from. It's from the people out here partying and just pitching stuff over the side. For example, there's a fishing rod right there. And if you look around, you can see like beer cans here and there. It's a beer can. I passed a bottle a while ago. I am not going to be the desert janitor out here because there's just so much of this stuff. But interesting thing is though, look at that can. It's already like rotted away. So, you know, they might say that can lasts 100 years, but I bet you it doesn't last 20. You know, it'll be gone. If you were like from this area and knew where all like the party coves were, it'd be awesome to come out here and look around for stuff. I mean, you can't use metal detectors because it's federal, but you could look around for rings, stuff like this. I mean, here's somebody's boat anchor. Isn't that weird? And I'm sure we could find stuff all the way up through here, you know, probably halfway up that hill. I want to find a gold chest full of gold coins. Not just a chest full of gold coins. But I can promise you one thing. If I do see that out here, you'll never see it on video. For obvious reasons. This area right here must have been a nice little place to get out, and then you could get your boats up in here. There's lots of beer bottles around and cans. I would just take a quick peek. Another can. Those cans look older though, don't they? Haven't found any sunglasses yet. When you river treasure. Huh. A lot of beer bottles out here. Not seeing a whole bunch of gold rings though. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Look at that. Well, I think we got a cliff here. Not straight down. Well, kind of is. That area might be wild. Let's go over there and look around, because I think that's the main channel up there. And this is a small part of the lake, actually. But that's a nice sandy area. And can you imagine coming in here with your boat, pulling up near the sand, and you can swim and get out and walk around. So if there's going to be treasure, that's where it's going to be. In fact, I think, looky. Oh, it's a coyote. Coyote, he's black. I guess it's a wolf. Let me take a picture. That's where we're headed, but we seem to have an obstacle in our way. Oh, it's not that bad. The flood coming off the hills is just cutting the silt out of here. I think we just crossed down here. This is that caliche again, hard layer. That gold will lay right on the top. Like if there was gold in this area, I mean, there would be gold in that crack, stuck in that crack right there. It could be gold here, I don't know. All right, get back to you in a minute. Gotta figure out a way to get through here without getting bit by a snake or stung by a scorpion on the finger. I'll go up right here, I think. Well, I guess we're gonna have to scramble, guys. I think even if we go up on top, it's gonna be a scramble to get down. So let's just go down through here, take our time, pop out down on the water's edge and just walk over to the sand and start picking up gold rings and sunglasses and other assorted river treasure. Slow but steady, boys. Slow but steady. Almost down. Whew, might have to jump in, take a little swim when we hit the water down there. What do you say? Tell you, except for the occasional helicopter or plane that flies over, it is dead quiet out here. I mean, there's no wind, no insects. It's just really quiet. Just listen for a second. I heard a fly behind us buzzing around and my gear creaking a little bit as I was moving slightly, but that's it, man. If you want quiet, this is quiet. So that's the point where we came around originally. Saw the coyote over here, went up that way. Lots of coyote tracks over here. They're all over the place. Not much river treasure. That's a little plastic D-ring off something. A little bit fire ring here and there, but not really seeing much in the way of artifacts laying around. Some melted plastic, melted glass. You know, the thing is, I got to thinking about it. It's another fire ring there. We found a ring out here, gold ring. We could keep it as long as it's less than 50 years old. If you find anything 50 years or older, like, you know, a wheat penny from the 1960s, you can't keep it. But a gold ring you could keep if you're pretty sure and think you could defend it being that less than 50 years old. Can't use a metal detector, but you can look around. Nice little fire ring here. That would have been a great place for a camp when the water was up here. Did find a tent grommet here. That's brass. By the way, I think I forgot to mention, but this lake was actually started to be filled in the late 1930s. So it's been a long time since this, where we're standing now, has been exposed to the air. And that could be from boaters, that could be from miners, you know, back in the 1800s, who knows. You notice I dropped it. Still working my way up the hill, and some really nice rocks up here. If you see any gold in there, though, let me know. Hasn't been looked at since the 1930s, though. All right, almost to the top. Some nice looking rock up here, I tell you. Got the iron staining in it. Already loaded with gold. Look a little green, too. Could be some copper in there. Nice. Well, we made it up to the peak that was above the beach we were looking at. That's that little beach area down there. See some fire rings. I didn't go over to those. There's a bunch of them in that area right there. We drove down that canyon over there and worked our way around the edge up to here. But this is Lake Mead. Quite beautiful and very quiet this time of year, apparently. Haven't seen or heard a single boat. Continues out that way and gets much wider and bigger. This is like a little finger. And if I think about it, I'll put the coordinates of where I'm at in case you ever want to come out here and check it out. All by my lonesome, that's for sure. I'm going to cut back that way and go up through that red dirt and see what's there. Back to the truck. I am headed back toward the vehicle, so I work my way down through the little mussel shells. It's kind of weird way up here in the mountain. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little journey down Hualapai Wash Road, down to Lake Mead, and a little adventure. There's always a little adventure, isn't there? We'll catch you on the next one, I hope. Be there, or be square. Be around. That's an old one, sorry.
You are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between.